The New York Jets need to get Elijah Moore going. Here's how they can do that. Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today I'll be talking about Elijah Moore and the need for the New York Jets to get him going on offense. Before we get started today, I just wanted to mention you can follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY, and if you haven't already, please make sure to check out Just Jets. New episodes drop every single Wednesday. So when the New York Jets drafted Elijah Moore 34th overall, I was surprised because I thought they would go on the defensive side after going offense back-to-back picks. But I was happy because this is a playmaker and someone the Jets haven't had in a long time, someone with his skill set. And he was really displaying that in training camp. He was putting on a clinic against this very own Jets defense. But in the preseason, didn't really get to play due to injury. And then in the regular season, we really haven't seen a whole lot of him. He has just 8 catches for 66 yards through 4 games. So that's an average of 2 catches per game. And based on where he was drafted, based on expectations post-draft, and based on what we saw in training camp, the Jets would be wise to get him the ball a lot more than what they are doing. Now, one of the curious things that Robert Saleh said about why he hasn't necessarily been utilized a whole bunch is because of the lack of plays. And I guess that kind of becomes the chicken and the egg argument here with why guys don't get the ball because they don't run enough plays, but they don't necessarily run enough plays because, well, they're not getting the ball in their best playmaker's hands. See, it goes around and around and around. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I don't love that answer. Especially when you look at some of the snap percentages that some other players are getting. It's just a little bit confusing to hear that as an excuse. One of the things that I think I would do is put him in the slot more. Most of his career at Ole Miss, he was used in the slot. And that's not to say that he can't play outside. He did it in college, a little bit, and he's done it mostly in the NFL, but through his first 4 games as a Jet, it's 69 routes on the outside versus 31 in the slot. And I understand Jamison Crowder is at this point in his career a better player, and he is their slot receiver, but I think I'd be trying to move guys around a little bit. Right now, they seem very locked in on having Davis and Moore on the outside and Crowder in the slot, where I'd be moving everyone around. I'd be trying to get Moore in the slot. Heck, I'd even try to get Mims and Davis as big slots and just I don't know, not be as predictable. That's been one of my issues with the Jets' offensive play calling so far. And sure, LaFleur is just a few games into his NFL career as a play caller, so you hope that it gets better. But again, it's the bye week, so why not talk about it now? I think one of the things that they could improve on, in addition to, actually using Denzel Mims, which is something we've talked about a lot, is utilizing the player they just spent the 34th overall pick on. In addition to putting more in the slot, I think you could get the ball in his hands by giving him the ball on runs, which they've had Braxton Berrios run the ball twice already this year. I would like to give some of those reps to Elijah. I think he's a higher ceiling player. And just, again, if you're going to give manufactured touches to Braxton, I think you should probably do manufactured touches to Elijah. That would just, I don't know, make sense to me. Quick slants, I look at him as someone who is really good in space with the ball, good yard after the catch guy, an explosive player. Right now, I feel like they've been kind of just using him down the field and maybe a little bit almost as a decoy. Like his biggest play in the game against the Falcons was a defensive pass interference that he drew on a bomb. And you know what? Watching the tape, it looks like he's getting open a little bit down the field. The Jets just don't have the time for these long developing plays. So instead, what I would try to do, again, quick stuff over the middle, little slants and stuff like that. How about a manufactured screen pass? That would be nice. I know that Wilson was struggling a little bit with the screen this past week, but I think that's an easy way to get him going and just get the completions up and get the ball in your playmaker's hands. That shouldn't be such a hard or difficult concept to understand. And when you look at this Jets offense, they don't have a ton of playmakers in terms of established players. Crowder's a nice player. Same thing with Davis here, but the most high ceiling explosive offensive player at the skill position is Elijah Moore. And when you're a young team that's starting a ton of rookies, youngest team in the NFL, I think it'd be wise to just, again, try to use your youth to your advantage. I like Crowder a lot, but is giving him all the reps in the slot when he's likely not going to be here next year wise? And I'd say necessarily ship him off for nothing either. Like, I think you should make life for your young quarterback as easy as possible, but part of that is using your full disposal of weapons here, which I don't think the Jets have done a good job in through 5 weeks. So let me know, what would you do to get Elijah Moore cooking in the pass game? I think it's something that's a necessity. Let me know in the comments or on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk to you next time.